The difference between elders and deacons, if we're going to look for it, I think the best place to look for it is the Bible. That's where we always want to go to be looking for these types of things. And I think a really good chapter on this is Acts chapter 6. So in Acts, the context is Jesus has ascended, gone back, the church has started. There's just been this explosion of Christianity. And they're thinking through some things, and actually a church conflict has arisen. One of the first ones, and it's what I would say is a very deep conflict. I mean, you see class, and you see this distinction between the Greeks and the Jews, and the food distribution. People are really upset about it. And then they go to the apostles to say, hey, what do we do about this? And the apostles say, let's set aside some servants, because we don't want to stop teaching the word. We don't want to stop praying. And it says to wait on tables. And I think what's implied there is that they pick these deacons, these servants of the church, to attend to physical, kind of administrative matters of the church. So I think right there we see that deacons have at least some domain of the church where they're attending to some physical kind of administrative matter to serve the unity of the church, and thereby they aid and assist the work of the elders. What then of elders? Elders then are, I think what we see is they're responsible for oversight over the entire congregation. And primarily they're responsible for the teaching, for what the congregation is being fed, and they're shepherding and leading and protecting in that way. So I don't want to say a deacon can never teach. We see Stephen preaching this mighty sermon. Stephen was a deacon, one of the ones selected. You see him preaching this mighty sermon later on, but that's not primarily Stephen's role. And what we see with the deacons is that they aid the unity of the church by attending to physical administrative matters, while the elders are focused in what we might say is oversight over the entire congregation through their work of teaching, praying, shepherding, and leading.